Hello and welcome back to Global Movie Recaps. Today we will recap a Spanish superhero comedy movie called Superlópez. Have you ever wondered what happens if Superman were born in Spain? This movie answers that question. Look out for spoilers. Enjoy. We'd like to request you to like and subscribe, it helps us a great deal. Plus we put out new videos every single day. The movie opens with the planet Chitón, ruled by a dictator. We see a scientist give birth to his son in a lab. It's a rare and miraculous normal birth in ages on Chitón. The parents see the imperial troop approach. They decide to send the newborn baby to Earth for safekeeping. Meanwhile, we see the dictator Scorba enter and threaten the family to return the experimental baby, as it is a great weapon. As the dictator continues with his threats, we see his daughter come and say she can help, but then the father is condescending to her. The dictator gets to know that the scientist and his wife have sent the baby to Earth. He tasks his daughter to find the baby. The daughter has the superpower of being able to read minds. The dictator commands her to tail the baby and find him on that planet, and inform them back at home when he is under her control. As she tails the spacecraft, they collide with a meteor. One with the baby goes to Spain and the other with the daughter of the dictator goes to United States. In the next scene, we see a couple drive down the farm and come across this craft. They run towards it and realize it is a small kid which they decide to adopt. But the kid has a mustache, which they find weird. They however don't find the fact that a space baby just landed. When the couple try to play with the kid, it breaks the father's finger. First interaction between son and a father. They name the kid López. The baby grows up and displays enormous strengths. He kicks the doctor. He helps his dad with cars. He burns exam papers. He scores amazing goals that even Messi would be proud of. But no one is proud of him. The father says he has to control his powers or people will think he is a freak. The next day during his birthday none of his friends make it. López is sad. To which his dad responds that in Spain, extraordinary people aren't considered special, so he has to stay mediocre. Several years later, we see a grown-up, López, picking up his colleague's call. The colleague asks him where he is. López lies that he is in the desk, gets ready quickly and runs to the office. The boss Jamie tells him he has hired a beautiful woman, because that is the only way he can get laid. He asks for López's help to plan her a big welcome party. López notices that the lady his colleague hired was his ex-crush Luisa. When she arrives in the office, López awkwardly interacts with her. The party organized by Jamie turns out to be dud with Jamie involving janitors to make up for the lack of a crowd. Luisa is bored and wants to get out of there. López overhears it and, when he comes back from fetching ice, Luisa is gone. López runs to the station hoping to catch Luisa. He meets her at the station. They go to a pizza joint and are reminiscing about their university days. They come across a bunch of brats who try to pick fight with López. Luisa tries to discipline them, and the boys pick on López. Luisa wants to see them beaten up, but López controls his temper and remembers what his dad told him. He doesn't fight back. Luisa is unimpressed. López comes back to the train station. He notices a train with failing brakes. He decides it is time to take a step and runs towards the train to stop it. But he is not able to. So he devises a plan of tying up the extinguisher pipes to act as recoil and the train stops. As the people start noticing him, López runs towards the exit avoiding the crowds. We then see the daughter of the dictator all grown up. Her Earth name is Agatha Muller. She is a billionaire tech entrepreneur of a company that makes home robots that help in vacuum cleaning. While giving a keynote for her new product, she is interrupted by one of her drones, who informs her that they have found the super baby she has been looking for all the while on Earth. He has been found in Spain, but unfortunately for her, no one has seen his face, and the CCTV footage is not clear enough to make out who the man is. The clone scientist then reasons that the whole world is filled with their tech, and they will surely be able to find him. Agatha decides to go to Spain. The next day at office, everybody is fixated with the superhero, but Agatha is apathetic. She says it is a scam. A Japanese or American superhero makes sense, but a Spanish one doesn't, and jokes if there really is a Spanish superhero, then punctuality must be the supervillain. Another lazy Spanish joke. Jamie interrupts their conversation and says that Agatha Muller, the vacuum cleaner robot lady, is coming to Spain. Agatha later reports this news to her father. The father is always condescending towards her. He says he is disappointed that it took her 30 years to find him and she hasn't even caught him. She declares that she will have López within 2 days. In the next scene, López is traveling in a bus to go on a dinner date with Luisa. But he starts hearing Agatha's voice through sonic communication, which no one else can hear. He starts acting crazy, which weirds out all the passengers on the bus. Agatha in her message asks him to meet him at the tower. Agatha and López finally meet after 30 years. She says he doesn't know who he is. She says he is destined to be a warrior on Chitón and has superpowers. But López denies all these attributions. Agatha asks him to stay. But López is in a hurry to go on this date. Agatha reads his mind and sees a beautiful girl. None other than Luisa. She says she has run out of patience. A large troop of Daft Punk-looking minions turn up and start surrounding him. But they are all easily beaten by López, and López escapes from there. Agatha then asks her drones to collect Luisa's DNA so that she can clone her, and use that as a bait to trap López. A robot working for Agatha scans Luisa's office cup, and starts uploading her DNA into the system. But Jamie comes across this and tries to stop it, which angers the sentient robot, and starts chasing him and turns into a killer spider bot. Thankfully Jamie has the janitor's help and overwhelms the robot. But it had already uploaded the DNA sequence by then. López is back at Luisa's place. But Luisa is drunk and disappointed at López for not turning up for the dinner date, and she sees Jamie call her about the DNA upload. But she doesn't pick it up. Jamie leaves urgently to meet her in person. Luisa then takes López's hands to take him upstairs, but they end up kissing after Luisa calls him a coward. Jamie, returning from the office, notices this. When he is returning sadly, he is met by Agatha, who reads his mind, and finds the same girl in the images and wonders why so many people want this mediocre-looking girl. We then see the car open and a clone of Luisa gesture at Jamie. López returns to his village. He asks the father about his true story. He asks them who his true parents are. Starts questioning concerning the details. He tells the parents about the story Agatha told him, and reveals that she tried to kidnap him. Finally, the father budges and shows him the craft he came aboard in. López accidentally presses a button which projects a hologram of his biological father, who explains the fate of Chitón under the dictator Scorba. He then explains why he made the ultimate weapon that is López himself. He also discloses the fact that López can fly, and finally asks him to come back and save their planet. López is angry. He doesn't want to go to his home planet even when his mom tries to encourage him. He believes in every man for himself. In the next scene, the parents try to make him fly, but he fails all the time. Until when a bunch of brats come to him, call him a freak. They give him the finger, to which López responds with a death metal sign, which makes him fly. He then flies across the breadth of Spain into Canary Islands. His mother is so enthusiastic about him being able to fly, she decides to make him a costume. She takes his measurements to stitch a suit. Then the evil clone of Luisa arrives at their house and López is all awkward with his parents. The clones start acting a bit weird and she tells about Agatha, who is worried about him. It claims that Agatha cares about him. But in the background it's actually Jamie and Agatha speaking on behalf of the clone. Jamie takes over the remote control and starts telling him their kiss was terrible yesterday. He starts blaming him for going behind Jamie's back and complains about backstabbing Jamie. To which López feels sad and says that Jamie might be his only friend. Jamie hears this and starts crying. Agatha gets annoyed by this. She switches the clone to fight mode and the clone goes berserk. It starts throwing López everywhere, and starts punching López left and right. It gets the upper hand. They fight for a while and the clone tries to choke slam López, but surprise surprise, López smashes her head with a rock and clone deactivates. Agatha wants to get López at any cost and asks Jamie to get the real Agatha as bait. But he is reluctant and she reads his mind, which makes his intentions of helping López clear. She then locks Jamie up as bait too. On the other side, López argues with his parents about getting to help Luisa. López's mother finally convinces him to help her. So López flies over to Barcelona where Luisa is. Here he reveals to her that he is not normal and has superpowers. He claims he can fly and shoot lasers. Luisa asks him to stop joking around. He tells her that Agatha is an alien and wants to kidnap him. Luisa doesn't buy any of this. He then shows the costume. But Luisa doesn't buy it either. As soon as he is ready to demonstrate flying, his cape is held by a bunch of clowns working as fake superheroes. They are dressed as Spider-Man and Batman among others. They bully López, claiming that it is their territory. López claims he is the real deal unlike them. But while he is trying to persuade the costume showboats, Agatha's minions kidnap Luisa. Agatha relays a message to López through sonic communication. She threatens that if López doesn't turn up, she'll kill both Luisa and Jamie. While López talks back to Agatha, the clowns think that he is talking back to them. They are offended and start hitting him, but López responds back with his normal punch. Agatha meanwhile makes an offer to López. She says they can rule these pathetic humans together. López turns up at the location where Agatha is holding Luisa and Jamie hostage. When he enters the room, Jamie starts shouting that the setup is a trap, but it is too late. Luisa still doesn't believe that López has superpowers. To prove that he has supervision, López tells what color Luisa's underwear and the bra are. He also tells that she has a tattoo which says Rubber, which used to be Luisa's ex-boyfriend. They joke about it. When López tries to free Luisa, he is bombarded with sonic booms, which is López's kryptonite. López is powerless. He is unable to use his powers. Jamie says that in superhero movies, the girl always tells something epic to motivate the protagonist and asks Luisa to do the same. Luisa instead starts dissing López and Jamie joins in. They start by expressing how weak López is. They call him pathetic, imbecile, mediocre and a fraud. This motivates López. Meanwhile, we see a spaceship land on Earth. Agatha overlooking it states that it's time for her to go home. Agatha wants to please her dad at all costs, her father on Earth. A super pissed López is mustering enough energy to shoot laser beams and destroy the sonic devices. López actually succeeds in making a giant hole in the wall. He escapes with Jamie and Luisa. Agatha enters the scene in disbelief. Her father adds to her misery and says he never believed in her. He repeats that she has always been a disappointment. He goes on a tirade saying that his mother had conquered galaxies before she turned 18 and her cousins has subjugated civilizations when they were babies. He adds salt to her wounds. Agatha is unable to bear this humiliation. She is pushed to the edge, which drives her to kill her dad by cutting his oxygen supply. As he is dying, Agatha reads her dad's mind where he claims he is finally proud of her. She then takes his throne. She decides to raise the whole planet. We see López and Luisa on their farm discussing how to counter Agatha's plan. As they discuss, a huge spaceship arrives with Agatha projected down. She tells him that she'll raise the planet and goes on to give her supervillain monologue. Her flying throne then transforms into a huge robot. López changes into his suit in the middle of the battle. To help his son, López's father starts shooting the robot. Agatha in turn sucks the old man with her giant vacuum cleaner weapon. When López attacks the machines, Agatha manages to fling him far away. He drops in the Barcelona stadium, Camp Nou, during a football match between Villarreal and Barcelona. He gets the nets from the football stadium and drops them on the machines, but it accidentally falls on his mother and the robot vacuums the mother as well. He is unable to attack the machine and it stomps him incessantly. Jamie tries to distract the robot but he is vacuumed in as well. After a while Luisa gets the pickup truck to ram it to the robot. She is unsuccessful and Agatha tries to vacuum her in. López musters all the power and detaches the arm from the robot. He then tries to break the glass, but he is unable to do so. Luisa suggests that they should drop the robot in the swimming pool by trying to trip it over the car. He then freezes the glass and gives it a push and the robot falls into the pool. We then see the parents and Jamie are safe. They come out of the pool and hug each other. López and Luisa are about to kiss, but his mom interjects begging him not to go to the alien planet Chitón. López has other ideas. He packs Agatha in a spaceship along with a clown dressed as Spider-Man that we meet earlier in the film. We then see that on the planet Chitón, Luisa is in handcuffs with the fake superhero. The people of Chitón think that the clown is their powerful son, who has returned to their home planet to save them and give him a grand welcome. But the Joker ends up kissing López's biological mother, and becomes the ruler of the planet. In the next scene, we see López fly over Barcelona as its watchful guardian and protector.